when is a good timing and when is a bad timing for forward throws, like morote senage, taiotoshi, and uchimata, right? So the timings. Okay, so what do you think? So when do you think is a good timing for example, like for morote senage? So when is a good timing? When your opponent is moving forward, stepping forward, okay, going forward towards you, that's one of the best timings for forward throws. So for example, you know, if your opponent is moving backwards and you getting serenage, it's not gonna work. Can you imagine that in your head? If my opponent is moving backwards and I get it, and right, I get myself off balanced. But if my opponent is moving forward towards me, you know, moving towards me, so now, you know, it's gonna work. That's one of the best timings for any forward throws. Again, your opponent is moving forward and you get in like this. But if your opponent is moving backwards, and you go serenage, you know, I can get pulled, right? I can get pulled into his body. So you know the competition rules. So for example, so if you step out of the contest area, so you get penalty. So like you know, the yellow is the contest area, the blue is, you know, non-contest area. Then we're fighting, you know, so on the contest area. You know, if you step out the contest area, you get penalty. It's called shido, right? My point is, you know, no one wants to keep being pushed. Okay, no one wants to be pushed all the time. So if you put pressure, if you keep going forward, if you keep pressure forward, if you keep going forward, your opponents don't like, you know, to be pushed. So they will push back. So when your opponent pushes back, that's the right, you know, that's the right timing. That's the best timing for you to get him forward throws. Fast ball, okay, you wanna keep pressure forward, you know, almost all the time, most of the time. You go forward all the time. If you keep going forward, right? If you keep going forward, if you keep pressure forward, your opponents will push back. That's the best timing for like taiotoshi, you know, morote senage, or just uchimata, any forward throws. Again, just imagine one time in your head, if your opponent is, you know, moving backwards and you're getting taiotoshi, you know what I mean? It wouldn't work. But if your opponent is coming forward towards me, so now, you know, it's gonna work. Your opponent is coming forward and I pull to get them off balance, then throw. You can make this situation by yourself. You pressure forward, okay? You're gonna pressure forward, okay? Pressure forward, pressure forward, pressure forward. And when your opponent pushes back, again, that's the timing to get in. Okay, again, push forward, push forward, and get in. So I mean, you know, pushing is not good. Okay, pushing and pressuring is different. Okay, pushing is like just like, you know, push. Okay, you don't want to push like this. Okay, you don't want to push. You don't want to keep pushing like this. But so pressure. Okay, you can you can pressure. You can keep pressure. Pressure. So pressure forward. So how? So you can kind of lean forward. You can lean. So first of all, you have to make sure you're stable. Okay, before you put pressure. So you gotta make sure you're stable. So you guys are all right-handed today. So put your right foot forward, right? I always tell you. So right foot forward and bend your knees. You know, this is the most stable position for you. Okay, here, this is the most stable position for you, right? And if you just stand up like this, if you stand up just like this, you know, this is super weak. You know, this is so weak, like this, standing like this. Okay, this is so weak for you. So make sure, if you're right-handed, put your right foot forward and bend your knees, keep your back straight, like this. This is the, again, the most stable position for you, the best position for you. Okay, and if you bend your back like this, it's not good. So, you know, this means you're already off balance, right? You're already off balance, like this. So just keep your back straight, keep your posture straight. And you can a little bit lean forward. You can a little bit leaning forward like this. Okay. All right. So now, and yes. So as you keep pressure forward, you gotta use your wrist. Okay. You gotta use your hands. You gotta use your arms to put pressure. Okay. To put pressure. So you grip here, and grip, and like you can twist. Okay. Twist the wrist this way. Here to here like this. Not, you know, again, not pushing forward, okay? Not pushing up, not pushing like straight down, but you can put pressure, okay, diagonally backwards, here to like diagonally backwards, this way, that way, so that you can keep pressure. You can keep pressure forward. So now again, don't push forward, okay? Don't push forward, and don't push up. Don't push straight down, but diagonally forward, backwards this way. And again, look at my wrist, okay? You know, you gotta use the wrist. Here, you gotta use the wrist, you know, in efficient way. Here to here like this. Here to here like this. You can kind of, you know, twist, and the wrist is gonna stand up like this. Like stand up this way. Like this. So that you can put pressure. So here again, pressure, like pressure, pressure. Pressure like this. And you can lean forward a little bit. Leaning forward to put your weights on them. Okay, you can little bit, you can use your weight. You can use the whole weight to, you know, to put pressure on your opponent's body. Like this. And if you feel, okay, you gotta feel your opponent is pushing back. Now my opponent is pushing back, and you get it. Okay, you gotta feel. So you got, and you can also you can predict your opponent is pushing back. So this is you know, again, one of the best timings for forward throws. So pressure, okay. So here, grip the pressure, 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 pressure. And when your opponent is pushing back, you get it. Okay? And of course you can use, if your opponent is pushing back, now of course you can get in other forward throws like Tayotoshi and Uchimata. Okay? So try to make your opponents pushes back, okay? Make your opponents push back, okay? By, you know, pressure forward. Okay, you gotta pressure, pressure, pressure forward. So most of the time, okay, like, you know, for example, like in a competition, okay, hajime, and you grip, and most of the time you can go keep pressure forward. Most of the time, you know, most of your batches, you can keep pressure forward, so that you, again, your opponents don't like to be pushed all the time, so they're gonna push back. Okay, so again, when they push back, you get it. All right. So again, here, pressure, 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 and getting. So pressure, 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 and getting it. Okay. So I want you to, you know, let's practice like how to pressure forward first. Okay. Let's practice how to pressure forward. Pressure forward, pressure forward, pressure forward. Alright, again, you can lean a little bit, leaning forward. My foot works like for seonage, the same as one and like this.
Okay.
And yes, they're like the same as like uchikomi, like 1, 2, step out, 1, 2, step out, and taiotoshi, 1, 2, 3, step out, 1, 2, 3, step out, the same. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Again, use your wrist. You can use your wrist, to keep pressure forward. Use your wrist, then little by little you can keep moving forward. Okay, keep little moving forward. And you could try to feel your opponent is gonna push back. Okay, your opponent is gonna push back. When your opponent pushes back, you gotta feel, and you get in. So one thing, yes. So yeah, one thing I missed explaining that, I have to say, not just put pressure, but keep pressure. Okay, that means if you put pressure, okay, put pressure, release it. Put pressure, release it. Put pressure, release it. This is not gonna work. You know what I mean? So that keep pressure. Okay, all the time, the same pressure, same pressure, same pressure, same pressure. You know what I mean? Not just pressure, really. Okay, relax. Put pressure, relax. Put pressure, relax. This is not gonna, work. It's not continuous, right? So you gotta keep pressure forward. With the same, like the same impact, same pressure, same pressure, same pressure, same pressure, same pressure. Okay? Otherwise, your opponents wouldn't, push back. So keep pressure, and again, use your wrist. Okay, use your wrist, right? Use your wrist like this, right? So pressure like this. Use your wrist. Use your wrist. Use your wrist. And okay. Before we, practice this, okay, let's work on. So one more thing. So, pulling. So you have to again. So as you get in, you have to pull, right? You have to pull to get them off balance, right? Pulling is everything. Okay, you gotta pull to get your opponents off balance. That's everything. Okay, so you have to pull. Don't forget to pull. Okay, pressure, pressure, pressure. Don't forget to pull. If you forget to pull, it doesn't work at all. Okay, you gotta pull, snap, right? You gotta pull, snap to get them off balance, right? You gotta pull fast, snap to get them off balance. Again, here, okay, keep pressure, 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 and you're gonna pull. All right. So now we're gonna work on the pulling. So like this. Okay, you can come down. Okay, bend your knees a little bit. Come down. Okay, bend your knees lower, and as you come up and pull. Right. This is the most effective way of pulling. Here to hit. So just pull the way. You're throwing, which means if my opponent is facing you, I'm here, my opponent is here, just pull exactly the way your opponent is facing, that way. Okay, just pull exactly that way. So here one, like here to hit. Okay, here to hit. So again, so here to hit, here to hit, here to hit. So here to hit, yes, here to hit, here to hit. So again, make sure twist the wrist as you pull. Alright, let's go. Alright, so on my count. Okay, guys, again, come closer. Okay, then watch. Okay, then watch. Okay, again. So here, I'm right-handed. My right foot is forward. My left foot backwards. And again, this is the most stable position. So I grip the sleeve here, right? My sleeve is here, right? And here to here. Again, so here to here. So here to here. One time. Pull. Yes, like straight line, guys, okay? Not like this. Not pulling this way, not pulling this way, but straight line right here. From here to here, straight line. Here to here, here to here. Again, now like round, not like round like this, okay? And, okay, so relax, and again, you're right-handed, right foot forward, okay? Make sure you're right foot forward. And make sure you're facing forward because you're fighting someone in front of you, right? Make sure don't look sideways, okay? You look forward. Right here, okay, let's go. 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. 10 more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright guys, now again let's go back to the first one. Okay, again put pressure. Keep pressure down. Okay, put your weight on your opponents. Okay, lean forward a little bit. Okay, leaning forward a little bit. To put pressure, and pull. The same pull that you just practiced, right? The same pull. You gotta pull fast, snap. Okay, yes. So, okay, pressure, and yeah. So now the last tip for you, okay? Last tip today. So, yeah. As you get in, okay? As you get in, so you step first, okay? Step first before you pull, okay? Here, step first. Step and pull. Okay. Do you know why I step first? Do you know why it's good to step first before you pull? No, because if you pull first, okay, if you use your hands, okay, if you pull first, so your opponent is gonna know what you're trying to do. Okay, if you push or pull or whatever, if you use your hands, your opponent is gonna feel what you're trying to do. So again, if you pull, okay, for me, I will react. If my opponent's pull, I will react like this. So I'm gonna notice, I'm gonna realize what my opponent is doing something. All right. So don't let your opponents know what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Don't let your opponents. Right. So make sure you step. So if you step, okay. If you step like this, okay. So your opponent wouldn't know what you're trying to do yet. Okay. If you step like this, okay. If you step, he doesn't know yet. So what I'm trying to do. But if you pull first, so your opponent is gonna react. Your opponent is gonna know what you're trying to do. So this is a key. So by stepping first, you can delay your opponent's reaction. You know what I mean? You can delay your opponent's reaction. You can step. So step and like explode instead of pulling first. Again, if you use your hands, your opponent is gonna know what you're trying to do. All right. Okay. So you can try to step first. Okay. Here, step first. Any like Tayotoshi Uchimata and Seirunage. The same thing. Same here. Step and right away. Pressure, step. Okay. Pressure, step and Uchimata. So pressure, step and boom. Okay. Explode. So that you can delay your opponent's reaction. Okay, by stepping first. Okay, I know you're kind of confused, but but just keep that in mind. You can step first. So any questions now?